A lot of questions about Brenda and the last few months, and especially the last day. When Brenda left she left Malaysia on the 4th of February, and she was actually very healthy, okay? In fact, she was in remission from Crohn's for 2-3 years. The real truth is, when we split on 2010, I think she told me that her life was not much meaning, to be real truth. The 2007 separation was, for me, the toughest. And we split like a good 6 months. She literally lived 6 kilometers away. And it was very painful. I would go and visit her weekends. And I was lonely. And life had no meaning for me. For me at that time, and also for her. So I would spend my weekends there, and sometimes even leave Sundance for 2-3 days. You know. So, but then she came back. The 2010 was probably more. I was okay for 2010, but she was not okay. Some of you say, you know, why did we split? Why did we separate? We very strong, very strong characters. Both of us are alphas, and a lot of times it's the friends and the staff that want us to be together. So most times we will tell them, hey, we already divorced, we were exes, we are separated. So people get so there's some confusion, right, about our marriage. But actually, she's married to me till her death on 23rd December. That's the real truth. I know we did tell some of the graduates don't even know, like Papillon 2, suspected, thought, hey, there's something there lah, right now. But we always very professional. We don't let that. In corporate training, we don't say it. And because we don't want to be harassed. You know, people say, you know, they always say this, it's such a waste that you're not together. But you know, it's you don't know what we go through, and some of the conflicts. So I think when 2010 came, she kind of, what do you call it? I think she felt there's no meaning. And finally, when she left at 4th February 2013, I think that was probably, she left with a very positive note. She said she's going to find work, and she's going to do employee relationships, and she got into an interview, only one. And I thought it's going to happen. It's a nutrition place, which both of us know the founder, Australian guy. But it didn't happen. She didn't get hired. And after that, she didn't want to look for work. And then I don't know what happened. Then she got sicker just got sicker. And then when she came in October, that's when I never seen him so skinny and really low energy. She stayed two weeks. Basically, she came back to take 40 old boxes and furniture from one friend's house to my place, and I offered to do that. And but then I felt there was something is not all right. Little did I know she was dying. She was actually dying. But we didn't know, you know, hindsight, right? Hindsight is always 20/20. I thought she was weak, but you know, she's always been like this. She'll be weak, and she'll be in pain, and had such a high tolerance of pain that you sometimes go like, okay, it's another bout, okay? It's very simple. When she have a Crohn's attack, she'll pack her bags. It's a routine. Pack the bags, bring her things, and then we just go check into the emergency thing, and then immediately she get warded. So it's been such a routine that It's another one of those things. But I didn't see it coming. I actually promised her. She was not happy at the home. The father is a bit paranoid, did not let her do many things. So although she came back to take care of them, that they didn't quite let, old folks, they don't let them do things. They will hoard things and then they don't let you do things. Kind of like that lah. So and then the maid, oh my gosh, she told me the maid did not cook for her, refused to cook for her. The maid would actually, the mother has stroke 5 times. It's amazing, she's still alive. And then she'll cook this bland food because she can't have salt. So, and then the father will be given the same food, including Brenda. So it's like, I don't know, she just refused to do it and refused to cook for her. So she got skinnier and more thin. And when she came in October, she said that she's very tired. And that's when I said, you know what, you just come back. You just come back. If I have to spend my last dime, I'll bring you back. But I didn't. I did not talk to her at all for 2 months. And the guilt was very bad. Okay? So I did not fulfill my promise to her. So that was my guilt. And I do not know, suddenly after that, the business went busting. I had 4 new businesses. I don't know what happened. I never hired so many trainers, 4 new business. And then I want to call her, and then I'm sleeping at 6 p.m., tired, wake up at 10, and then I don't want to call. And one thing, and then the next time I hear is, on the 21st, when I just finished a 1-day training for new trainers, and just finished the whole day, and then checking the email, and my brother sent me this email. It says, he sent me at 2:10 and like 5:55, and then I look at it. It says Brenda is in ICU. She is really ill, and you really need to talk to the parents. So I called the parents. The father gave me a bit wrong information. She said very medical thing, like she's like 60% mortality rate. That means 60% likely to die. To me, I don't understand what is 60% mortality rate, to speak English lah. So for me, and then she missed this critical point that she's in coma. I did not hear that. And then, and for me, I think I immediately posted, I say, hey, if you got 40% chance, we're gonna go 40% chance, right? AQ, right? So then I first flight out at 9, and then the ICU is supposed to open 6 to 8, so I was there at 5:55, and I went through a lot. I went to hell. Let's put it this way. I was there. I saw the maid, which I, hearing those stories, right? And then I'm bipolar. I'm going to get manic, right? And then there's another relative that say, "Why are you here?" That was so tough to hear, and then you flying is the worst flight of my life, thinking she may be dead, and then someone to tell me that. So that was really tough. And then I was like, I'm gonna get manic, right? And then suddenly the door opens. The door literally opens. I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna see her now." And then the first thing I saw is she's in coma. And I couldn't believe it. She's in coma. I thought at least she's moving. She's not. She is in total life support. Apparently on Thursday, I was only told on Saturday, right? Thursday she was coughing up something brown. And then the father said you should go to the hospital. She refused. She yanked the phone out. She wanted to die. But the father called the mobile and said, and brought the ambulance. So they did an MRI scan on her and found out that she needs an operation. So then she was supposed to go straight to operation. She went into coma between the MRI scan and the operation. So she was in coma from then. So the operation was 2.5 hours. They found that the intestine was perforated. It was too messy. Intestine is toxic, right? So it was poisoning everything. Her kidney failed. Her kidney failed. Her liver failed. Everything failed except the heart and the brain. So what they did was it couldn't be repaired. They tried everything. So let me tell you that Ratanji Hospital tried everything to save her, but the damage is beyond repair. So what they really did was to clean it up, so that at least it's better. And then they put it back, and she's in coma, and she's on a slow death. And so when I saw her on 6 p.m., she's in coma. So I didn't know that she's in a respirator. My brother is a doctor, Dr. Andrew. He says, when I went back later, he said, this is a respirator. That means she can't even breathe. It's total organ shutdown. There is a machine, a huge machine that keeps the kidney going. Okay, is this too graphic? If it is, shall I censor some? Huh? Okay. Because some of you want the full detail I'm giving you. So anyway, and yeah, there's a big machine for the kidney, and then there are 4 machines that are pumping medicine to keep the heart pumping. It's 4. You can see the counter. And then so then I still have hope. I start talking to her. I said, hey, you can pull through. You all send me messages, so I said that, and then the doctor came at 7. And he said, I said, I want to talk to you. Yeah. So he said earlier he has talked with the parents, came to the hospital, and said that in case because her heart is getting weaker and weaker, when she has a heart attack, that means the heart is stopped. They suggest not to to resuscitate, because no point. Maybe live another 2 minutes and create more unnecessary. So ask for permission not to do it, because it's a very important thing. Because the surgeon is supposed to save at any cost. If you tell him, hey, I don't care, I want even 5 more minutes, they will do it. I still want 5 more minutes, they actually will do it. But it's a slow death from Thursday. Was a slow death for her, for the heart. And then he said, are you okay with that? I said, yeah, I'll give you full permission. And this when I went back to her in that hour. Already the 2 of them left, the maid and the relative, and I really said my goodbyes on behalf of all of you, because I knew I'm the only one left. And it's the winter solstice. You know it's winter solstice? Winter solstice is the darkest night. It's the longest night, right? And in Chinese belief, it's very hard to pass the winter solstice night, the 22nd December. But she did. It's like really hard. But she did. She not only did, she went on to 5:23 the next day. So at 7, I said my goodbyes. And 8, they have to take me out, ask me to go. So I said, okay, when you call, maybe it will last another days, I don't know. And then I went back. I said, give me a call. And that whole night I was really uneasy. I never felt so uneasy in my life. Like I thought I'm getting depressed, and I asked my brother, hey, stay with me. I don't know what's happening to me. This is really, really horrible. I can't describe it. It really felt not okay. And then 1 o'clock, the phone ring, and then I don't like that call. And then the nurse said that she will die in half an hour, or 2 to 3 hours, or early morning. So, and then I'm really lost. I'm going like, I'm asking stupid questions. Like, I'm really not in my, surreal, right? And then she was so irritated with me. She said, are you coming or you want to talk to a doctor? So then I said, oh, yeah, okay, I'm coming. So I flew a taxi there. By the time I arrived, the father is there, and Anita, who is Brenda's sister-in-law. That's Miguel. Miguel is the third brother. What is it called? His white wife is Chinese. So they're both there. And for the father, is just there to sign the birth cert. For me, it's just another goodbye. So it was 1:30, and they were just waiting. So that was really tough to say my goodbyes. That was the time it's the only time when her eyes were untaped. Before that, her eyes were taped down, So it was untaped. I don't know why. And actually, one thing good, my brother's a doctor. He reminded me that although she's in coma, she can hear you. And that really helped me and helped Brenda's friends, because I was like given hope. It's like, why did I come? I can't do anything. I felt so hopeless, like, she's in coma, what can I do? But she said, no, he can hear. And you know what? She did hear. You know how I know? Because she had tears that I wiped. There were tears. And I wiped, and there were tears again. Little bit on both her eyes. So I know she's hearing me. And the whole night I was talking to her. And by 4 o'clock, I'm half dead. I'm like, I only have 1 hour of sleep. I'm like, wow, okay, let me have a sleep. And then the other two were outside, they kind of just resting. So then I rested 4 till 6:30. That time the heartbeat, you need to know about this heartbeat because this is important. There's a heart monitor that says heartbeat, how much, and then the blood pressure. At that time it was 130. When I came back 6:45, it was 80. So I didn't know what that means. So then we thought, hey, we better have quick breakfast, let's quickly have breakfast. Because I was told early morning. Early morning to me is 3-4 o'clock. She's already past it, So it's any time, right? So let's have quick breakfast, went back, and then suddenly this thought to tell friends to make calls. So then I have to call two of my Brenda's friends, and we all were sleeping. So I said, you all come. And then this thought to pass the phone happened from 11 to 2:45. Passing the phone to her to talk to her. And she got phone calls from all over the place. Taiwan, Australia, I don't know where. I was just the person putting on for her to hear, and she heard everything. She did, in case you're wondering. And then at 10:30, this person came. Do you want, the Catholic rites, the last rites? So the Catholic priest came. And I remember very clearly, the monitor was at 40. It started to go, this really nerve-wracking sound. Bam, bam, bam. I'm going like, man, 40 is like, it's really hard. And then I thought maybe, and then he's taking his sweet time. He speaks in Cantonese, doing his Cantonese thing. I said, why you do Cantonese? We all English speaking. Never mind, it's still, the British guy still did his Cantonese. And he's still doing his holy water. I said, oh my, he may be dead. And then he's doing holy, it was wonderful. It absolves the sins and all that stuff in Catholic manner. And then I was thinking, wow. And he left, and then all the friends start coming in. And that's when it started with my own intern staff. I was WhatsApping, and then they would post it into the Facebook, and some of you may have seen it. And I'm WhatsApping, and then any messages, I was passing it to. If it's a message, I'll read to her. In fact, some of you from here, I read to her. Some actually were direct messages, talking to her. My brother's the last to come. He wanted to come. My doctor brother. He came at 1:30. So he never prayed that I know of, and he prayed the Lord's Prayer, which was touching. And then I knew this would be the last, because it's now hitting 20 to 40. I tell you, that monitor became my TV screen, that's the only thing I can tell. So then I said, okay, let's quickly have a break, lunch. I didn't have an appetite. Then I knew I have to say my goodbyes, right? So I come back, and then it's Anne. Anne is the neighbor opposite. I said, Anne, you need to hurry up. It's looking like it's 20 to 30, doesn't look so good, so hurry up. And then at 3:08, so she left, 3:08, the monitor went X. Then I go like, X, okay, that must be bad, right? So I start to WhatsApp, and I think this one confused most of you. It's I said this is really the goodbye already. It's X, heartbeat, and then it's 0 to 21 blood pressure. Actually, I didn't know there are 3 levels. The lowest level is flatliner, that means nothing, flat. Then there's one that's 0 with a bleep. I don't understand, don't ask me. A bleep by 0 heartbeat. Don't ask me. Then there's another one is X, and then there's like 10. So this one is X. So then I said, this is it. Then after like half an hour, I'm going, this is not, she's still alive. She went alive for 2.5 hours. So I have to ask the nurse, what's happening here? Oh, she's on a slow death, either 1 to 3 hours. I said, oh, okay, all right. So a lot of people start to make condolences, even one like WhatsApp me. So then I go, okay lah. So at 4:30, something happened. I massaged her. I was massaging her at 1 to 2 o'clock, and every time I massage her, it goes from 30 to 40. Every time, it goes 30 to 40. She can feel it, and she loves the massages. Shh, I'm not lying to you. This is sure. She really loves it. Even Royce did that. He said, yeah, she really likes it. So we were playing with her knee, and it's like, hey, it's going up. It's quite. You can actually see it. The blood pressure goes from 28 to 32. Okay. So we were playing at 1 to 2, but from 3 I did not do anything. So at 4:30 I did that. It went from 0 to 64. I had a shock. It's like a mini miracle. It's like, and I look at the nurse looked back. We stared at each other. I said, what's happening here? It stayed 60 for 30 minutes. This girl is not going, This Brenda is not going. So then the Anita said this. She said in Cantonese, hey, that means she doesn't want to go. That's when I said no, and then I actually scolded her, okay? I said, you go, okay? You look at your father, whole night here, we're not going to spend, I literally was telling her, please go, please go, come on, and like that, and for 30 minutes, it stayed at 60. 60, So, and then I'm going, this is, she's not going anytime. And what I realized was she wanted me to promise her something.